Hello class, Chapter 11, Admission, Discharge, Transfer, and Referrals, page 177, Lecture D. You do not need anything about writing a discharge summary, terminal cleaning. You need to know transfer process. Transfer is discharging a client from one unit or agency and admitting him or her to another without going home in the interim. They go straight from one place to another without going home. This may occur when a client's condition improves or worsens. Transferring a client to a different nursing unit is less complex. Yes, it's less complex than to any other agency. In a transfer within the same agency, the nurse does the following, and you need these bullets: informs the client and family about the transfer, completes a transfer summary that we mentioned in another chapter, a written review of the client's current status, briefly describing the client's current condition and reason for transfer, speaks with a nurse on the transfer unit to coordinate the transfer, the change of shift report, and transports the client and their belongings, medications, nursing supplies, and chart to the other unit. And of course their medication, that's their MAR and their Cardex as well. Extended care facilities, you need to know this. Older adults particularly may be transferred directly from an acute care hospital to a facility that provides extended care. An extended care facility is a healthcare agency that provides long-term care and designed to care for people who do not meet the criteria for hospitalization. It's very sad, Gero, just FYI, about 93% of the older population lives in an independent house setting in the community. Well, independent house setting, so that's good. That's a good thing. And under that, you need to know the remainder. Nursing homes are classified as skilled nursing facilities, or those that provide intermediate care, and I've spoke of this before. So a skilled home licensed as a skilled nursing facility provides 24-hour nursing care under the direction of an RN. The facility is reimbursed for the care of clients who require specific treatments, require specific technical nursing skills. To qualify for skilled care, the client must be referred by a physician and must require daily skilled nursing care of some sort. And some of the following are some examples of how someone would receive skilled nursing care. Care for a pressure ulcer, enteral feedings or IV fluids, injectable medications, and tracheostomy care. You need to know those. 178 is Figure 11.9 is an example of a transfer summary. You can look at that. You don't need that for your exam. 179, continuing, is talking about transferring a client beginning on 178 and then 179. And I've mentioned this, what you need out of the exam. So there's nothing on this Nursing Guidelines 11.1 that you need. In under Figure 11.10, you need to know this: skilled care is provided from a multidisciplinary perspective. In addition to a 24-hour team of nurses, a skilled nursing facility must provide rehabilitation services such as PT, OT, pharmaceutical services, dietary services, period. To qualify for Medicare benefits in a nursing home, a person must have been hospitalized for 3 or more days within 30 days before needing skilled care. Clients who meet this criteria are eligible for 100 days of assistance with the cost. There's no charge for the first 20 days. For the next 80, Medicare pays all but this. I want to look. You definitely need the portion through dietary services. I will check to see if you need this paragraph that I just had you highlight, starting about to qualify for Medicare. I need to check that. On Figure 11.11, I do have this highlighted. Excuse me. A client receives a gastric tube feeding in a skilled care facility. 180, you can look at table 11.3. There's nothing for highlighting for exam purposes. Intermediate care facilities, you need to highlight this. A nursing home also may be licensed as an intermediate care facility. This type of agency provides health-related care and services to people who, because of their mental or physical condition, require institutional care but not 24-hour nursing care per se. Clients who require intermediate care may need supervision because they tend to wander or they're confused. They need assistance with oral meds, bathing, dressing, toileting, and mobility. Medicare does not provide reimbursement for intermediate care. Clients assume their cost. For impoverished residents, state welfare programs such as Medicaid will pay. Also, basic care facilities, you need to know this. A third type of nursing home, a basic care facility, an agency that provides extended custodial care. The emphasis is on providing food, shelter, laundry services in a group setting. These clients assume much responsibility for their own activities of daily living, such as hygiene and dressing, preparing for sleep, joining others for meals. Some examples of this is life bridges. They have different homes. Some homes are just for basic care facilities. Some homes, there's always a nurse, I'm sure, on call, but CNAs or non-licensed personnel, whichever the policy protocol requires, may stay in these homes with these clients. Determining the level of care. There's something called a minimum data set, MDS, for nursing home resident assessment and care screening. So the MDS, you need to know, by federal law, the MDS is repeated every 3 months or whenever the client has a condition change. The MDS requires an assessment of the following. You need to know physical functioning and structural problems. On 181, above selecting a nursing home, this sentence is very important for exam. Problems identified in the MDS are then reflected on the nursing plan of care. Selecting a nursing home, the referral process, you need to know this. Referral is the process of sending someone to another person or agency for special services. Referrals generally are made to private practitioners or community agencies. Considering referrals, I want you to know, midway, that personnel initiate referrals ASAP once a need is identified. Early planning helps to ensure continuity of care. You've heard this term come out of my mouth before. Uninterrupted client care despite a change in caregivers, thus avoiding any loss of progress that has been made. So you need to know that. So what's part of continuity of care? Part of that is getting a good report, beginning and end of shift report. Before you come on, you should get report. So we communicate frequently to maintain continuity of care. If there's a lapse in communication, do you see the care is fragmented? It's all broken up and the client suffers. We want continuous 24/7 care, and that can occur if there's good communication. That's the only way that will occur. Home health care, you need to know, health care provided in the home by an employee of a home health agency. FYI, the number of clients who receive home health care continues to rise because, just put it in my words, people would rather be home, yes, and if they can, insurance would rather them be home and pay for home health to come ever so often, whatever is ordered, instead of a client being institutionalized 24/7. Let me say something else about continuity of care. Continuity of care ensures quality of care, and that makes sense. If everyone knows what's going on one shift, and then that is passed on to the next shift, and to therapy, and whomever needs to know, and then the next shift gets a good report, do you see the quality of care is very good? It's good with continuity of care. The continuity of care ensures quality care. On 182, this is just interesting, it's FYI. In 2014, 38.7% of people aged 65 and over reported having one or more disabilities, such as hearing, vision, cognition, ambulation, self-care, interdependent living. Those aged 85 and older accounted for a little over 25% of the total. Even though you're in your 20s, whatever the case may be, I want you to know how important physical activity is. It is just a must. Even if it's 15 minutes a day, go walk around in the yard. 15 minutes a day. Walk around this school during break. Drink water. Now, I'm not telling you this as a physician because I'm not a physician. Ask your physician before you attempt to make any changes in your diet or any exercise plan. But a textbook will tell us, how much water should I drink? Half of my weight in ounces. But I'm not telling you to do that because you may have pre-existing conditions that you shouldn't. But I'm just saying, ask your doctor if you're not sure, because you do need water. Responsibilities of home health nurses. They plan, coordinate, monitor home care. You can look through that. Keep accurate written records. Of course, documentation must be accurate. That's FYI. On 184, Skill 11.1, admitting a client, on the left-hand column, just about the last implementation, apply a second bracelet, an ID band, that is color-coded to the client's arm that identifies client's allergies, because this will call staff's attention to the fact that the client has allergies. We always want to know their allergies. Food allergies, med allergies, we have to know their allergies. The top of 185, you need to know, place the signal cord, the call light, within reach. Why? Reduces the potential for accidents by ensuring that the client can make his or her needs known. Make sure the bed is in low position and follow agency policy about raising the side rails on the bed. Side rails are considered restraints. If we do not have an order for that, we cannot raise side rails. Why do we do this? By NCLEX, promote safety. Side rails are considered a form of physical restraint. There you go. In a nursing home, their use may require, it does require permission. It may require permission from the client. It does require an order from a doctor. Report the progress of the client's admission to the RN, who may perform the nursing interview and physical assessment or delegate components at this time. Why do we do that? It complies with Joint Commission standards. The entire admission assessment must be completed within 24 hours. Parts of the assessment may be performed at periodic intervals until it's completed, and that's usually the case. And 2, place the signal cord where it can be reached. What if you were in a strange place, in a bed, all alone, nobody was there, and you could not get any help? You would be scared and frightened and anxious, so that will help relieve their fear and anxiety. And that looks like we have wrapped up Chapter 11. Thank you.